Elma, Dr. Kimberly over here, and Dr. What's her name? The Linda.
Sexology.
We call her the sexologist. Oh, whatever that means. And this is ritualology, whatever that means. I'm just the host of this wonderful show. And we have a special, wonderful guest that I am so excited that we're going to bring on in just a few minutes, okay? All right, at this time, we're going to have, well, we sold our Finish What You Start platform.
I know, right? How could y'all do that to me? I was just gone 2 tapings.
I know.
I was gone 2 tapings.
Sorry.
And then you sell my little plaque.
I'm so sorry.
We've been together for how many years? That plaque and I, we've been together.
Y'all been there for a minute.
Yeah, we have. I think we ought to get it back and give her the one we made. But we have a fresh one made for
And look,
you.
it's Otis back there looking at me like,
Otis.
What you gonna do about it?
But you can do the plaque.
I'm a
You can do the
Otis.
plaque that says never give up. Because that really matches what this young lady that we're going to bring on next. So let's see that one, never give up.
But I thought the producer halfway liked me. He showed me, man, he just sold it right from under me. It's right from under me. I was just going 2 tapings. Y'all, it was going to be a tornado in the area. So I got my butt home. Because Keith said he wasn't going to come and get me.
And it didn't do nothing over here.
He wasn't going to let me use AAA.
It didn't do anything.
He said if I got
over here.
stuck, did anything, no AAA. And he won't come in. He said, because you should have had your aunt in the house. That's what he said.
Oh, thank you, Keith. That sounds just like you, Keith.
Otis would have been laughing the whole time.
I know. Otis would have been happy.
He would have.
Wow.
Looking out the door.
I know, that's right. Okay, put on some music on, Otis.
Oh, Lord.
Let's see what she has so she can complain about Otis. Oh, okay. And even though we don't have the Finish What You Start plaque for right now, that's our scripture. Never give up, which goes along with finish what you start. Whatever it is, please finish it. That's Philippians 1:6. And I stand by that. But never give up when you're trying to finish what you start. All right, give it up. We're so happy to have Kimberly back with us tonight.
Amen.
And she said everything changed when she left. But,
It sure did.
but we're going to have you a new plaque, okay?
See there? Bigger and better.
I know that's right. I am so excited tonight. I am really, truly excited tonight
Amen.
on our show.
Yes.
Because I met this young lady at another event, and I asked if she could come on the show. I think it's through her granddaughter. Through her granddaughter, I talked with her. Kimberly got the information. She always running out there. Didn't you get that information, Kimberly?
It's Deanna. We go to the same church, Word of Truth.
Dion, she does? Okay. So they go to the same church. So we give a shout out to Word of Truth Church in Arlington. But anyway, tonight we're so honored to have. She said she is called grandmother, but she is our grandmother. We're going to just stand because we have the one and only, our grandmother, Miss Opal Lee, with us tonight. Woo! Yes! Yes! I know we're going to have some fun with grandmother tonight. How
Grandma
you doing,
Opal.
grandmother? Scoot your chair up a little bit more, grandmother. Okay. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful, you all? Give her another hand. She is so beautiful for her little, let's see, 59?
97.
Oh, 57 then. 57.
97.
You are 97 years old, grandmother.
Yes,
Man, isn't that a blessing?
This is my 98th year, come October the 7th.
What?
Hey, yes.
98 years. Y'all can hear her, right, Emmanuel? I want to make sure we get everything. And you look so good. You look so good. But I'm going to share a little bit about Miss Opal Lee. Now, she is considered the civil rights activist, right? An educator known for her tireless effort to make Juneteenth, you all, a national holiday. Woo! A national holiday. And she also is born close to where I live. You from Marshall, Texas?
Yeah.
I'm from a little old town called Kildare, Texas, up toward 59.
All right.
Linden, Lodi, and all that to get
Going
there.
to Texarkana.
Yes, you know it, don't you? Look at that. So we're almost neighbors, I tell you. But the great city of Marshall, Texas, and that great historical black college, Wiley. That's
Indeed.
where you graduated from.
Yes.
Wiley
indeed.
College.
Uh-huh. I've been back down there, and I am so impressed with what they're doing at Wiley. I could do a holy dance.
Ooh, you want to do one for me?
No. The kids say when I try, I'm twerking. So no,
Well, you know what? I haven't learned how to twerk yet, so. But that is so good, Miss Opal Lee. And this here is something that she was so passionate about, and she never gave up on that. So we want to know a little bit more about it, because we know that I'm just so excited to have you on the show. I don't know what to say. You know, let me ask you this question here, though. What inspired you to dedicate so much of your life in advocating this Juneteenth national holiday?
well, we'd had Juneteenth, all kinds of things for Juneteenth right here in Fort Worth. But when I retired from public school, taught, I don't know how many years, over 25 or 30, and I had done the school gig. I had raised 4 children. I had gone to colleges and universities, and there's something else that I gotta do. And it ended up, after talking with some people and leaving from my church, Baker Chapel African Methodist Episcopal Church, I started walking. I decided that if I walked 2.5 miles from here to Washington, D.C., about 1,400 miles, somebody would take notice. And they did. And so I started this walk. I mean, Fort Worth, Arlington, Grand Prairie, Dallas, Box Springs, and somebody was supposed to let me have the use of an RV. You know, I could rest along the way. But they changed their mind. They decided what I was doing was too political.
Wow.
So they kept their old RV.
They kept the RV.
I didn't miss a beat.
Didn't miss a beat, y'all.
Somebody took me from Marshall to Shreveport to Texarkana to Little Rock to St. Louis. I mean, they carried me all over the place. And every place I went, I'd walk this 2.5 miles to symbolize that back when President Lincoln freed slaves, the ones in Texas didn't get it for 2.5 years after they were free.
Isn't that something?
It was. And so I decided that we should know about it. We should know our history. And so I began to walk. And people followed. And we'd stop and talk to them. It got to be something else, because I was going to walk from Fort Worth to Washington, D.C. And if I started in September 1960, 1926, one of those times, I ended up in Washington, D.C. And I got to meet the president.
Woo! Yes.
That happened a little later when I had gotten 1,500,000 signatures together to take to Washington, D.C., and we were going to take that many more when we got this call to go to the White House. Oh, I was a happy campus.
I know
to
you
be
were.
in the White House with the president and the vice president. That's another time I could have done a holy dance.
But they would have said you were twerking.
I tell you,
My God.
I've had a wonderful time. I really did.
How did you feel when you met the president?
I was
And who was the president?
wow. I was humble.
Yes.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden was the president.
And Kamala Harris.
Yes.
Oh, I tell you,
Wow.
I just so hope that they are back in office again.
Yes.
Because they did a darn good job while they were there.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to it.
To that.
Yes. And so if you listening out there, you be darn sure you go to vote for the president, Joe Biden,
Yes.
and Kamala Harris for the vice
Yes.
president.
Y'all heard it from her, right? That is so awesome. So you started, when did you actually start advocating for Juneteenth?
Oh, I've always,
Advocating.
listen, I'm born in Marshall, Texas.
Right.
We'd go to the fairgrounds for Juneteenth celebrations when I was knee-high to a duck. There would be food, there'd be music, there'd be races, there'd be ball games, and more food and food and food and food. And we had such a good, when we came to Fort Worth, when my parents moved to Fort Worth, not so much people celebrated with their friends and their homes, but I met Lenora Rollo,
Okay.
tall, straight, didn't wear glasses. And she started the Tarrant County Black Historical and Genealogical Society. And one of its programs was Juneteenth.
Okay.
And I remember a Juneteenth in tiny little Sycamore Park. There were 30,000 people in a 3-day period.
Wow.
10,000 people a day. Oh, did we have fun. And so we knew when a plug was pulled around 10 o'clock, it was time to go home. This particular time, when they pulled the plug, I got on a flatbed truck and put it back in. We partied till dawn. We had what was called a boss time. We had a beautiful time. We did.
Okay, so can you share a bit about your personal connection to Juneteenth
Well,
and how it blesses your life?
I tell you what, making everybody in these United States aware that Juneteenth means freedom. I don't mean just freedom for people in Texas or just freedom for people, black people. I mean freedom for everyone.
Right.
And the sooner we understand that freedom is what we crave and need and must have as a people. So I'm gonna keep on walking and talking till everybody understands what freedom means.
So are we free?
No, there are too many homeless people. There are too many hungry people and too many people who need so many things that we can afford and should see that they have. And so I think if we work together as a community, we can address some of these things. There's no need, as rich as our country is, for somebody to be hungry.
Right.
There's no need. There's no need as much land and resources that we have that people don't have a decent place to stay. And then there are so many who don't have health care.
That's true.
And everybody needs health care. So, like I said, I'm gonna keep on walking and talking.
Keep on walking and talking.
Hope somebody listens.
And we know that you've had some challenges during this time. So what was one of your greatest, memorable challenge that you had during this Juneteenth?
Well, you might want to know about the time our parents bought a house on Annie Street.
I heard about that on the news.
And we moved in, and my mom had it fixed up so nice. But do you know, on the 19th of June, people started gathering across the street, and the paper says it was 500 of them.
Wow.
And the police were there. But they could do nothing. When my dad came home from work with a gun, the police told him, if you bust a cap, we'll let this mob have you.
Oh.
So our parents sent us to friends several blocks away, and they left under cover of darkness. They tore that place asunder. They drug the furniture out and burned it. They did despicable things. But our parents never, ever discussed it with us, not one time. They worked like Trojans, and they bought us another home on Terrell Avenue. But guess what?
What?
All these years, I tried to find out who owned the lot at 940 Annie Street. And finally, I found out that Habitat owned it.
Habitat.
I went to Habitat
Uh-huh.
to buy it. And they said no. They were going to give it to me.
Look at God. Oh, isn't that awesome?
I was going to put a house on it to sell.
Uh-huh.
Not happening. Habitat has built me a house on that lot that I'm going to move into June the 19th of this year.
Are you serious?
You
Wow, June the 19th of this year,
Wow.
Habitat is going to let her walk into that house.
I tell you,
Wow.
it's the nicest
Thank
thing
you,
that
Lord.
happened to me since sliced bread.
Sliced bread is pretty good.
Ooh,
Well, can I ask you a question?
yeah.
How many sisters and brothers did you have? And
I'm the oldest, and there were 3 of us, 2 brothers. I have a
Wow.
brother who lives in Las Vegas. He's the youngest, and I lost a brother. Both my brothers were in service, and both of them came home. But the oldest they were both in Vietnam,
Wow.
and the oldest had been a prisoner in Vietnam. So when he came home, he had, what do they call it, PSD?
PTSD.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And he would walk the porch from one end of it to another, walk the porch. And some men went in and choked him to death with a coat hanger. They thought he had money. They
Oh.
killed him. Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
That's the way I lost my brother. But I always remember he was the smartest of my mom's 3 children. He really was.
Oh, wow.
And so the area that your father and mom bought the house, was it a white area?
Yeah.
Is that why
I
they-
guess you'd call Annie Street a white area. Yeah. Those were the people who lived in there. And if we had been allowed to stay, they would have seen that all we wanted to do was to live, go to school, go to work, just like they were doing.
Right.
And now, when I move in, that same 940 East Annie, I'm inviting all the neighbors to come to my housewarming.
Right.
So there.
Right.
So that now is majority of Annie Street, is it still white or black or what is it, mixed?
Mixed.
Oh, it's
And
mixed
all
now.
kinds of people down there.
Oh, down there now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember people who bought on the same street that were black people. And they simply leased or rented their houses out to whites. They didn't move down there.
Wow. So this lot that they burnt the house down on, this the same lot
Yeah.
that they're going to build.
They got it up. I've been there.
Isn't that
Just last week, I went to the house because, they have this thing where you put treasured stuff in the
Yeah.
foundation and all that. And do you know, in a half a day's time, they had the walls up and everything. it's just amazing
How
fast that house is going up.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm a happy camper.
You want to go and do the Holy Game.
Yes, I did. Oh, yeah.
Okay, now, how do you envision Juneteenth being celebrated and commemorated across the country?
I think people are aware. And so I wish they would start with a flag raising. We have a Juneteenth flag that has so much symbolism in it. And then to have a breakfast of prayer. And I don't mean a prayer breakfast where you sit down and eat a lot of food, but to have a solemn and beautiful breakfast of prayer where we thank God
Yes.
for all the things that He's allowed us to enjoy.
Yes.
Of course, there's going to be a pageant, a Miss Juneteenth pageant.
Yes.
Yes.
And the young children, the young youth are going to be able to have, they're going to gather all nationalities of them, and they're going to learn mime and songs and all kinds of things, music, and all these things. And then they're going to they'll work a whole week, and then they'll give a program. I tell you, there's so much planned for Juneteenth, and what you need to know is that we're going to insist that people celebrate from the 19th of June to the 4th of July. You see,
Right.
I like
the
that.
4th of July
Uh-huh.
freed the land, but Juneteenth freed the
I like that. That's awesome.
No, right.
So are you all planning something all the way up to July the 4th?
Oh, yes.
You already
Oh,
planning?
yes.
Oh, and I know you in the plan.
Well, hey,
the planning
I do my part.
You do your part.
So are you gonna walk on that day?
Indeed, the walk is part of it. 2.5 miles. We walk to symbolize that it was 2.5 years before the Texas enslaved people knew they were free. So we'll always do a 2.5 mile walk to symbolize that they weren't free.
How do you do it? How do you do it?
Hey,
You work out.
I tell you, no. I
She
need to.
getting her workout.
I need to. I used to walk around my house and outdoors on the front, and I do that 10 times, and I would have walked a mile, And I should do it in the evening, but boy, by the time I get back there, all I want is my bed.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Miss Opal, we have a lady that wanted to tell you something. She's from Marshall, Texas.
Wow.
And she went and graduated from Wiley.
Okay.
And she's an educator as well. So she wants to tell you something. Go ahead, Miss Barther.
Hello, Miss Opal Lee.
Let me turn this up.
Grandmother. Can you hear me?
Yes.
How are you doing,
I'm in real, Miss.
ma'am?
Go ahead.
I'm in real good shape. For an old lady, I'm doing pretty good.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. But I am so proud of you. I'm from Marshall, Texas. Lived over there by Moon Cleaners on Barney Street, across from Wiley College for many years.
All right. I lived on University between Wiley and Newtown School that was just up the hill
I
from me.
know exactly where that is. And boy, when I read that you were from Marshall, I got so excited to know a native from Marshall, Texas did something as wonderful as you did. I
Yes.
just want to congratulate you, and you inspired me to go on, never give up, and that's you. You didn't give up, Miss Opal.
Well,
Did not give up.
well,
And that encouraged me, Miss Opal, to carry me a longer way. So I just want to say, hey, God has some more years on you, okay?
all right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Okay.
pray for me. Pray for me. And
Yes, ma'am, I will do, honey.
all right.
Thank you so much, Miss Rosalind Keys Barther.
Yes, ma'am.
We glad.
Y'all know 'cause my battery's finna go dead, praise God.
Bye, Miss Barther.
Can I ask? It's Juneteenth is a national holiday.
Yes.
But in some areas, like the state of Texas, they do skeleton crew. Like where I work, it's not. It's considered a skeleton crew. You know, you.
Okay. A few people still work on that day.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Well, I'm just delighted that just not black people are realizing that freedom is for everybody.
Exactly.
It's not
Right.
just black people.
No, it's not.
That's right.
It's freedom for everybody. And so to be able to be off on the 19th of June with pay, girl, we are.
You can't beat that. Huh?
Oh,
I know that's right, because I'm off with pay.
yeah. Shucks.
But you know, this is so awesome.
Yes, it's symbolic.
How you took the time out, and we know God had to have a big play in that,
He
right?
did. He did. You see, I had taught school. I taught third grade 8-year-olds so long I was acting like them. So they gave me another position. I was the visiting teacher. I was to keep the kids in school and get them clothes and shoes and food and a place to stay. And so when I retired, that followed me. We still had people who needed food and clothes. And so I helped start a food bank.
Wow.
And it burned. But there was this huge building behind my house. I had nerve enough to ask for it. And they were going to sell it for $1,300,000, I think. And they leased it to me and some others for $4,000 a month. And I nearly had a hemorrhage. Where we going to get it from?
I know that's a lot
But
of
do you
money.
know, we paid it for 11 months, and the month we didn't have it, those people came to us and said they knew we'd been doing a good job in that neighborhood because we are feeding 500 families a day.
Wow.
Lord.
And do you know they gave us that facility?
Get out of here.
Gave us that facility.
Wow.
It's still doing the
that's
same
right.
thing.
Is it still in existence?
Yes, and it's feeding.
Where is
That-
it located?
It's on Galvez.
Okay.
It's just behind my house in Riverside. And I am so pleased with the work that they are doing there.
Wow.
And do you know, people standing in line, I polled them, and 66 of them said they were willing to farm.
Wow.
Here I go again. I went to the Trinity River Authority, and they gave us the use of 16 acres of land on the Trinity River. We don't have any water problem. In fact, when it was really stormy and the water ran over the bank, the next morning we had fish on the farm.
Wow.
Plenty protein. Yeah, plenty protein.
So it's
But yes, so we have a farm and we have a program that people who've been incarcerated come and work the farm. They get paid, but we are partnering with Tarleton College,
Yes,
and these people will get accreditation for what they
Wow.
did when they were incarcerated, because anybody in Texas who's been incarcerated, they've been on a farm, so they know farming. And so
Wow.
they will get accreditation and they will have jobs where they can help people farm,
Wow.
raise food, even in their backyards.
That's all.
Yeah.
So are they raising food on this farm?
Oh.
Or what kind of veggies?
We yes,
Like
we
mustard
got a farm
greens?
manager. Oh, he's to die for. He gives produce to the food bank and the WIC program, and then he goes to market on Saturdays, and he grows peas and he grows greens and all kind of herbs for the cafes. You know, oh, he's.
So where is he located?
Whoa, I thought you never asked.
Okay.
Grandmother.
Oh, it's right on the banks of the river. If you're at 4th Street, there's a bridge that crosses
Yes.
the river. If you go south on Sylvania,
Savannah.
under the bridge.
Yes.
And the first exit you get to is going to take you to that farm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is awesome. So turnip green,
Oh,
cabbage.
yes,
all of
Mustard.
that.
yes, indeed.
Oh.
Carrots and school children come out, and I noticed the other day when I was there that the kids had them some carrots, and they done wiped them off, and they were eating carrots.
They done went into the garden.
Yeah, in the farm, and wiping off the dirt and having a carrot. I said,
Well, that's good that they eating the carrot.
yeah, because kids don't usually want any vegetables,
no.
That
Yeah.
is so good.
So is it a name for the farm? I mean, for his area? Does he have a name, or is it just a community?
Opal's Farm.
Really?
Opal Farm.
That's what they call
Oh,
it. Opal's Farm. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That is awesome.
That is.
So if you pass down Sylvania and you get to that street, and there's a container, and it has Opal's Farm on it.
Ain't
You
that
know, to
something?
go right in and go down there. If the gate's open, it'd be somebody
Oh, so
there.
they do lock the gate.
Oh, yeah.
I was just going to ask because
Yeah.
people can go in and vandalize
Well.
stuff and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I want to hear some more about when you went to the White House. I want to hear about that, especially on the day that they signed, when President Biden signed that paper to make Juneteenth a national holiday.
I just have to tell you, though, I was back up there. They invited me for Juneteenth this past year. I had Juneteenth on the lawn.
Get out of here.
Yes, they did.
Wow.
But when we did the signing, I tell you, my granddaughter got the call maybe like today, and they wanted to know if we could be there tomorrow. We didn't have any problems getting there.
I know that's right.
And to be in the White House with the president and the vice president. Oh,
Was that your
God.
first visit to the White House?
Not really, but this was special. I mean,
No, I just didn't know if you
extra.
had ever gone before.
Yeah.
Some people have never even gone
Yeah.
to D.C.
I had been
to
there.
see.
I don't remember whether it was
Wasn't it with
Obama.
Obama?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it was.
It was.
I've been there, yes, because I remember being able to go in the White House, and Mrs. Obama was there shaking our hands. We just did a tour. Oops. Yes.
But
Oh,
this was different.
But this
it
one was
was.
different. But let's start before you even get there. How did they call you at your house and told
they
you?
called my granddaughter.
Oh, they called your granddaughter and said
And
that
she
they were going to
ins-
sign.
And asked if we could be in Washington the next day. And
Wow.
she said we could. And I guess we got together and we were there on time.
But let me ask you this: did you know that you was getting ready to go to sign, that he was going to sign off on Juneteenth?
That's
or was
the
it a
only
surprise?
reason we were going.
Okay, so
was
they
that.
did. They told you ahead of time.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, to know about it. Ooh. I'm not over it yet.
I know you're not.
I know it.
Yeah.
So you walked in there
Yeah, girl.
and sat
They
by.
said, "Yeah, girl."
Oh, listen, I sat down, and you see, there were lots of people there because they must have been having something else going on. But then he came to me, and he knelt down, and he talked to me, and he told me some things, and everybody wants to know what he said. I said, I'm gonna keep something to myself.
Say all right.
Tell y'all everything.
Everything.
Can't tell y'all everything.
But this was the president bowing down
The
to you.
United States.
Oh,
Oh,
bowing
yes,
down to you.
I didn't feel it bowing down. He just got down on
He
his
just got down.
Yeah, because he was way up here. He got down so he could talk to me. Yes, indeed.
So you still dreaming?
Girl, and what I'm dreaming about is that in my lifetime, and I'm 97 going on 98,
Praise God.
that our communities, blacks and whites and Mexicans and everything else, will join forces so that we can have decent housing, that we can have food for all our children, this is the richest country in the world, and there's no need for there to be poverty. When we can combine and make things so much better for everybody. And so I'm gonna work toward that end. I'm gonna keep on walking and talking, and maybe people will get the idea that we can work together, that we can live together, that we have too much to offer, and let other countries imitate what we are doing.
That's true. That is so true.
Do you have any regrets on anything?
Oh, I regret losing a brother who was killed at our home. I've lost a child of my own who was in the Vietnam War, and my mom's gone, but you try to get over those things because there's so much more you have to do and so much family you have to live for. And we got a big family, girl.
Whoa.
My grandparents had 19 children,
Oh,
3
my
sets
Lord.
of twins.
Ooh.
My mom was not a twin, but she had a brother. They were both born in April, and everybody thought they were twins. But they are all over these United States, and we have reunions every 2 years. We get together, and I'm looking forward. I mean, the COVID has put a crimp in our plans, but we're gonna have a reunion soon,
Right.
and I'm looking forward.
So
to
you have how many children?
I had a girl and 2 boys.
Oh, you had a girl and 2 boys.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. And you was a girl and 2 brothers.
yeah.
And you had the same thing. A girl. All your children still living?
No,
Oh.
I lost a
Oh,
son.
you say you lost a son.
Yeah.
And you have what, a son and a daughter still living? Or-
Yeah.
Oh, really? Are they here in Fort Worth?
Yes, indeed. And
Wow.
hey, if you ever see a food truck that has a picture of my mama on it, my mother's name's Maddie, and this food truck's called Miss Maddie's Diner. I have a daughter who loves food and cooking, and a granddaughter who loves food and cooking, and I just like eating here. Now, I leave the cooking and stuff to somebody else. And so this daughter fixes fish on Friday to die for. Girl,
Do they have a restaurant or they just cook out
it's
the
just the
little
food truck.
Food truck.
So you go up to the truck and get what you want.
Where is it located? Where is this
Well,
one
she
located?
lives on Saddle Horse, 6363 Saddle Horse. And that's usually where the truck is. But she goes when she's asked, companies want her to come and be on their property for outings that they have for their employees and
Right.
church groups and whatnot. And she likes that kind of stuff. Me, all I like about food is eating it. And I had a husband that, he didn't have to have exotic things or something. You put something on, cook something that he'd not heard of, you put it on your plate, he might get a little of it to see if he liked it. But he was a meat and potato man. You
Right.
don't have to do a
How
whole
long
lot.
were you married?
Forever. Let's see. Well,
Is your husband still living?
no.
Okay.
I was married to my children's father for 4 babies in 4 years. 4 years and 4 babies.
She's a 4
4 years and 4 babies.
When I realized I was going to have to raise that husband too.
Oh.
And so,
So you ended with 5.
oh girl, I had finished high school at 16,
Ooh.
and my mom was going to send me back to Marshall, to Wiley. And I got married. She was so disappointed.
Wow.
She wouldn't even go to the wedding at our church.
Wow.
And like I said, it took me 4 years and 4 babies. And I had nerve enough to go home to her with these 4 babies and say, I'm ready to go to college now.
Wow.
Wow.
And she says, I got no money to send you to nobody's college.
Mm.
Wow.
But then she says, I'll keep your children.
Uh-huh.
Girl,
That was
you
good.
don't know how many jobs I got to raise that money to go to Wiley. And I spent it.
You spent it.
You
I
spent
bought the children a television so she wouldn't have to run all over the neighborhood looking for. And I went to Wiley without a dime.
Wow.
And got in.
They put me to work in the college bookstore. But now I didn't quit the job I had in Fort Worth. And I'd come back and work on weekends.
Uh-huh.
And my mom kept the job during the week, and she would collect the paycheck. I got through in Wiley in 3.5 years. I couldn't
my
start. I couldn't.
Wow.
I couldn't stay for. I had my children up here, and came back to Fort Worth, and got a job teaching.
Uh-huh.
It paid $2,000 a year.
$2,000 a year.
I couldn't feed 4 children on no $2,000.
Wow.
So I got another job.
Mm-hmm.
If I was at school from 8 to 3, there'd be a car waiting for me. I'd clock in at Lockheed Martin at 4 and off at 12.
Uh-huh.
I'd probably still been working like that, but they laid people off from time
Yes.
to time.
Right.
Yes. Wow.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
You do what you have
have
to
to
do.
do.
Yes.
That's true.
Now, that was your granddaughter that brought you to
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's my oldest son's daughter.
Daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So how many grandkids? And I know you got great grandkids, right?
I quit counting. I got 26 grand. I have 26 grandchildren, so I stopped counting. But I got grands and great grands and great great. And I love them all. And the family gets together. We get together. Ooh. And let's see, in this area, the Southwest region, we try to get together at least once a month.
Oh,
Sometimes
that's good.
we go for outings, like the younger people like bowling and other things, you know, sports and things. And I do New Year's Day.
Mm.
That's when I put the big pot in the little one. I cook everything I think anybody wants.
You do all the cooking.
No, I used to.
Oh,
No.
you don't do it. You just tell them what to cook. Now.
Oh, but we do everything we think they want, because I ain't doing no more cooking the rest of the year. You ain't right. So get it
So
on
what
New
would be
Year.
your favorite dish?
Oh, mine?
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you what. I eat anything under the sun except yams.
You don't eat yams?
My favorite.
And it happened like this. When I was a little one, my dad would tell my mom to feed me before he got home from work so they could have their meal together.
Oh.
And she would, except I'd see him coming and I'd say I was hungry. And he'd fuss with her. Told you to feed that young one. Well, I did that one time too many. And so she sat me down and I ate a little more. And I told her I was through.
Uh-huh.
She said, no, eat some more.
Uh-huh.
Said before it was over, she had me across her lap, chugging these potatoes down me.
Oh,
like,
my Lord.
I don't eat yams under no circumstance. She said it's a wonder she hadn't killed me, because I was
That was
choking.
it.
Oh, no yams.
Do you eat
Anything.
chitlins?
Yes.
Oh, now that's my type of woman. I love some chitlins.
Girl.
Do you cook chitlins on New
Yes,
Year's?
ma'am. I mean, I cook plenty of them.
Where are you located?
Girl, come on over. I'm going to give you my number. Yes, indeed. And I start getting those chitlins and putting them in the freezer, you know, cleaning them and putting them in the freezer so
Right.
we'll have them for New Year's.
I know that's right.
Right. Yeah, love me some chitlins.
What would you, looking ahead, what do you see as the next step in the fight for racial equality in the United States?
If our schools, our churches, our organizations would get together and decide that what is best for us is to work together. And if we do that, we'd be what the other countries would follow. Things are better than what they used to be, but there's still things that need to be done.
You're so right. Right.
We need salaries. We need people to have salaries that would afford the kinds of homes and cars that they need, you know? And they're not doing from paycheck to paycheck. I know there's some companies striking now
Right.
That's right.
to give the people money. They are making big profits. What's to keep them from paying the people some more?
And that is so true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
So I'm gonna keep on walking and talking.
Amen.
Maybe somebody
All right.
will listen.
Amen.
So I want to ask, looking back over your childhood, did you dream or envision yourself making this political stand as far as Juneteenth?
No.
Or when did, because like we turn 60, 65, 70, be like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
When did you feel like God placed it in your heart? What age?
There has always been something from our grandparents. We know that they would help people. I've known my grandparents when there was a lady in the community that didn't have any place to stay in Texarkana.
Take them in.
Yes.
Our grandparents put a sheet across the room
Right.
in their room and gave her a place to stay, you know?
Wow.
They had a big family, but we have known. My parents never turned anybody away who needed, and I don't now. I got somebody who stays with me now, and so if you know of a house where I can find for a lady, 2 ladies, I need a place for them, but they with me now. At least one of them's with me now. If we can help, we need to do so.
Yes.
Our Bible tells us that we are our brother's keeper, and we should know and understand that and do what we can. And the Lord blesses us
Yes, he does.
when we do.
Yeah.
I haven't missed a meal. I used to be pretty heavy. I have not missed a meal. I tell you, if we would just learn that we can get so much more done together.
Yes, we can.
Oh, yes.
Right.
That's awesome.
I see a picture of your new home here. CNN did a story on your home. It's really nice. I may have to come stay with you.
Oh, girl. You're welcome.
Thank you,
For a
thank
week.
you. For a week.
For a week. After a week, she gotta
Gotta
go.
get out.
I will have found her something.
She know-
In a week's time, I'll find her a place.
But Miss Opal, we are so grateful to have you on the
I
show.
know. This
I've
is
enjoyed
so
What
this.
kind of wisdom would you give us?
I don't give you no wisdom. You got it already.
I got it already.
Yes, we are our brother's keeper.
Keeper.
We have to help each other. That's the way people do. I don't mean you got to take them into your house and all that, but if you know of a job
Yeah.
and you know somebody who can fill it,
Right.
Yes.
if you know somebody who needs food, let us know so we can give them food boxes. I'm still carrying food boxes the 1st and the 15th. I can take 10 the 1st of the month and 10 the 15th of the month to people who are bedridden or in wheelchairs and can't get to the food bank. There's so much. Even if you just look after the kids while the mother goes to the store, it doesn't have to be some humongous something. Smile at somebody.
That's awesome.
Hello.
Yeah.
Just let somebody know that you care.
Yeah.
Help when you can. and it goes a long way.
It does.
Oh, God is so good. We're so excited to have grandmother, Miss
Grandmother,
Opal
yes.
Lee on this show.
Amen.
And I am so blessed. I was so happy and elated when Kim said that to contact you, and I was really scared that you wasn't gonna be able to be on this little bitty show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was. I said she gonna want to come on our platform. She, you know, some people say they get way up there and they don't want to have nothing to do with the little people.
Listen, I ain't been up there.
Woo! Come on, talk to me, Miss Lee. You ain't been up there, huh? That's awesome.
This is where I belong.
Humble
Yeah.
and not letting people put you too high on the pedal.
Ooh. The Lord is so good.
Yes,
It
he
is.
And we have to be able to thank him repeatedly for what
Yes,
he's
ma'am.
doing. Here I am, nearly 98 years old.
And still looking good.
Oh, I don't know about the looks, but I know there's work to be done. And he is
still
leaving
beautiful.
here. And so I think
So what do
Amen.
you do? What church you go to?
Baker Chapel, African Methodist Episcopal
And
Church.
I know you
on
working in
Humboldt.
that church, huh?
Well, I'm a deaconess in the church.
All
yeah.
right, deaconess.
Yeah.
I used to be a deacon mess.
Oh, deaconess.
No,
Yeah.
deacon mess.
So, all of you come go to church with me on Sunday. I'd be delighted to have you at Baker. We get started at 10 o'clock, and we don't stay forever, and you'd have a good time. We
Good
got
time,
a
huh?
good pastor, the Reverend Walter McDonald. Oh, it's a friendly church. Come over there.
Oh, wow.
Come.
Thank you.
We're going to have to come visit if I can
Yes.
get my pastor to let me get. I'm a pastor at this. We meet here
Do
on
you?
Sunday. Yeah.
All
That
right.
was my husband. That's the pastor.
All right.
Yeah. it's
Let her
kind-
come sometime, Pastor.
Yeah, we're going to have to come over there and visit you.
Please.
Since we got a new grandmother now.
Yes, yes,
I was
new
so excited. I
grandmother.
took a picture with her when we was over at Texas Western. What is Texas Western? For the, I can't think of the name of, but you know Stacy Marshall and all
Yes,
them
yes.
was there, and I took a picture with you
You're
then.
right.
And so-
I don't ask me when we were voting, but you were right over there off of Riverside in Sylvania at the community center.
Yeah, I'm a precinct chair.
And I came to see you, and you was already gone.
Oh, no.
I was gonna vote there instead of going down there where I normally vote, but my boss said that Miss Opal Lee is over there. I got a picture with Miss Opal Lee. I said, well, I'm gonna go vote over there. I got her there. She said she already gone, baby. I was like, she gone already?
I don't know where the heck I could have been if the polls were still
Cause
open.
she
Yeah, the
she
polls
probably
still
was
open.
walking.
She was
She
like,
probably was walking and talking. That's
was like,
probably
Miss
what she
Opal gone
was
already.
doing. Walking and talking. So, but it's truly been a blessing to have
To
you,
sit with you,
on
yes.
the show tonight, and we're just so blessed. But we're gonna pause and let Kim do her fashion by Kimberly. Okay?
Okay, all right.
I'm
Come
gonna
on,
show out
Kim.
my little outfit.
Yeah, she gonna
right.
show her little outfit.
Right.
We gonna see how she gonna fashion first.
Oldest back there, he don't like to play my music
Oh.
on time.
Oh,
He back there. Do you have a job for him at the garden at the farm? He needs something else to do. See, he hadn't started my music yet. You see how he do me, Miss Opal?
yeah.
You know,
Let me talk to the boy. Pull his ears. Or something.
Miss Opal Lee, Grandma gonna get you. I told Grandma on you. Okay, y'all, this is my new Jay Bolin outfit. I love it.
Ooh, I like that outfit. I like that.
Overall. I have been wanting
I
something
love
the
it.
longest, and I finally found a pair that just
Where would you
suits
find
me.
it? Ooh,
Shoe deal.
huh?
Shoe deal.
What did she say?
And I wanted me a little overall
Shoe deal,
outfit,
that's
and
a
Jay
store?
Bolin had a sample
Okay.
sale this past week. And y'all, guess what? It was 5 for 10. You get 5 pieces. 5 pieces for 50 and 10 pieces for 100. So figure out how much I paid for this. And I was like, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord, thank you, thank you, thank you, Lord, thank you.
And where'd you get that from?
Can't you see
Huh?
me in something?
Oh, did you hear what Miss Opal said? What you say, Miss Opal?
Can't you see me in something like
Yes,
that?
I can.
You can twerk.
At Juneteenth, you rock it out at Juneteenth.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
Miss Opal, we don't have a lot to give you because we're one of those shows that that's not sponsored, but we got to give you a love offering. So since you like to eat, we gonna give you a love offering so you can go out and maybe buy you a steak or some chitlins.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And do you have any closing words?
I just want all those people who are listening to understand that we all have a responsibility. And so make yourself a committee of one to change somebody's mind. We know people who aren't on the same page we are on. Change their minds. Not gonna happen in a day, you're gonna have to work at it.
Right.
If people have been taught to hate, they can be taught to love.
Well, that's
And
good.
it's up to you to make that change.
Amen. Thank you all so much. We thank you so much, Miss Opal Lee. You have really blessed this show.
You
To
have.
have a legend like you on
Yes.
the show.
Legendary,
An
yes.
activist that have gotten us all a national holiday. And we know some of you all may not care about that national holiday, but we do care about Juneteenth. Even though we might not think that we have been in slavery, but we're still not free. So there's still work to be done, and we thank you so much. And also, I know we didn't show the t-shirts tonight, but check us out at www.kirkinspirations.com. If you would like a plaque like this, you can go to that. And if you want to rent a photo booth, please go to www.thekirkbooth.com and rent that photo booth because we have memories forever. And again, tune in every Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m. with the Talk of Life talk show with Elma. I'm the host with Dr. Ritual Kimberley and Dr. Sexology Linda. And we miss you, Jerome. I know you want to be here to be with grandmother. But
Opal Lee.
you missed out because you talking to your animals. But anyway, thank you all. Good night until we see you what? Face to face. Good night. We love you guys. Thank you, Doctor. I call her